Hello, I hope you're all very well. So this week's video is going to be on medical kneeling, and we're going to talk about a little bit the new technology with the kneeling gun, and we're going to talk about why I do kneeling quite different to a lot of people, my philosophy, and also why I don't rush my skin students into having kneeling. So what is medical kneeling? So we are piggybacking on, I suppose, the wound healing system of the human body. And this is not new technology. It has been around for a very long time. I've been kneeling for nearly 20 years, so it is not new. But it's refining it and improving the technology quite dramatically now that we can make it a lot more enjoyable and B, a lot higher results. So Dr. Des was actually spending time talking about this. It was in Harvard University. They were studying the salamanders' tails, which are the lizards that drop their tail and then they grow a brand new one. And they found out that we don't grow brand new skin that quickly, but we have in our wound healing system the ability, when there is a controlled wound, the body then off it goes, it regenerates itself. So it releases what's called human growth factors. And we have a wound healing cycle of about 6 to 8 weeks. The first week is where we get that proliferation of new tissue growth. And that's what we want to piggyback on, because when I create a micro wound with the needling, I'm actually creating what's called a cranial bleed. So if you imagine this is your little follicle, I'm creating a cranial bleed in there, so it releases a little bit of your own blood, and in that have your human growth factor, and the body then tricks it into a wound healing cycle where it's going to release more human life growth factors, which then is going to help rebuild brand new sheets of collagen and elastin. So every year we age, our skin is atrophying, which simply means it's breaking down. And why I love kneeling is a lot of my scarring now off my face has been removed. My skin's getting thicker and younger, and it helps it accept the products deeper into the skin. So every year we're aging, so I want to undo that. So I do a course of kneeling, one treatment each week for 6 weeks. So with kneeling, I combine the Dermapen portion with 4 other Environ treatments plus a really special numbing treatment. So it's a very enjoyable process opposed to not doing that. So there's 5 different treatments plus the needling, all incorporated into 2 hours. So the goal is, once we create that wound, I want to use treatments to help to accelerate the growth factors to be released. And then I also want to do a lot of healing, pulsing in with the DF machine, lots of vitamins and peptides and minerals to really give the right situation. So environment, our body heals itself, but it needs the right building blocks to do so. So that's why we want to do all those extra things to get the best possible outcome for you. Once we do 6 treatments, that's going to grow for about a year if we look after the skin correctly. Why wouldn't I rush a new student into kneeling? Several reasons. It's a little bit like preparing for a marathon. If you want to have fun and get a great outcome, you need to train for it, which means if we're working on a wound healing cycle, if the body is very low in its vitamins, if its natural barrier isn't present, you're not going to get a great outcome because the skin is not going to have those building blocks of vitamins and peptides to rebuild itself. The other thing to know is that your internal systems matter. The gut health and how nourished your adrenals are. So how your body, if it's really depleted in the key minerals, vitamins and herbs, you are going to find the program a lot harder to heal, and the body won't have as much beautiful, healthy blood to regenerate. So I like to make sure that I'm looking after both angles, that the nervous system and the gut's nice and healthy and nourished, which means your blood's nice and healthy and nourished. And then the skin itself, the structure of the skin is storing quite a lot of storage forms of vitamin A, and the skin structure, the barrier is really healthy. Then we're ready. Then we can create a temporal wound and get a maximum outcome. This year I'm doing monthly maintenance treatments with the new gun, so I'm one down, and it's really exciting because at the end of the day, everything will sag if I don't do this, because that's what happens. Our bones are shrinking, our structure of our skin's atrophying. So this is the most successful way to literally rewrite your past, regrow the old tissue into new tissue. So it's super exciting for so many reasons, but that's one of my biggest one, is because most skin problems are due to the vitamins in the base layer of the skin being too poor, and the structure is now being depleted for so long that it's not getting all of that new signaling, that new messaging, sending up all the brand new tissue. So this is how we reverse that really rapidly, by basically piggybacking off human growth factors. It's interesting, like so many brands in my career have used growth factors, but the body actually doesn't often know what an apple growth factor is, or another, a plant extract growth factor is. It piggybacks off human growth factors. That's why you'll see a lot of platelet-rich therapy treatments used in healing injuries now. They started a long time ago with racehorses in Germany, where they would take their blood, spin it, take the growth factors and inject it back into the injury. And now you'll see that a lot what people are doing in multiple industries for healing the body. Even when I had some teeth removed, my wisdom teeth removed this year, they did platelet-rich therapy. So they took my blood, spinned it, and then they injected it back into the removed tooth, and the healing time was unbelievable compared to if they didn't do that. So our body has this amazing, like the lizard's tail, when you create a controlled stress, if you work with the body cleverly, you can actually regenerate tissue. It's kind of the whole reason we are able to do things that are non-surgical today. So I just wanted to touch on that. So remember that when we do our needling, it isn't something we want to just rush into. We want to make sure that the internal body and the external body is really nourished and loved up. And then when we're doing it, you get maximum results. It'll be enjoyable, low healing, like the body will heal really rapidly, so low downtime, and ultimately the body will get the most out of it and leave a positive impact. So every year you kind of like look forward to doing it, opposed to being something you have to do. So the new needling gun is going to give me a little bit more depth. It is a lot more intense. So I am playing at the moment to make it even more enjoyable for you with maximum results. So stay tuned. A lot of students will be moving on to this guy very, very soon. I'll tell you more. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a lovely day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.